1, 2, 3, 4. I told you so. I told you. I told you so. I told you. Remember when I told you about 9/11? Remember when I told you about Building 7? Remember when I told you about the fluoride in the water? Yes, I did. Remember when I told you about the New World Order? Remember that? Remember when I told you about the chemtrails in the sky? Remember when I told you that NASA was full of lies? Remember when I told you about the ultra mind control? Well, I just want to say that I told you so, yeah. Remember when I told you about 432 hertz, that is, and what 440 can do to you? It hurts my ears. Remember when I told you about the vaccine agenda? Yes, I did. And that Michelle Obama is a transgender. Yes, he is. The dinosaur fraud, the climate change scam, and yes, Sandra Bullock is also a man. Remember when I told you that there ain't no globe? Well, I just want to say that I told you so. 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 Yeah. Remember when I told you about the TV flicker rate? And how it puts your brain in an alpha state? Remember when I told you about germ theory? Remember when I told you about gravity? Remember that? Remember when I told you about Paul McCartney? Remember when I told you about direct energy? Remember when I told you about Monsanto? Well, I just want to say that I told you so. 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 Yeah. Remember when I told you about the mainstream media?
Basement, you.
What? Florida, good to have you. Jersey, just checked in. Connecticut, I was in the house. North Dakota, just checked in. Louisiana says hello. Hey, Arkansas just kicked in the door. Middle Fork, Indiana, present. Buffalo, freaking Texas, in the house. And Blount County, as always, Alabama. Thank you. Very much. Eagan, Minnesota, checking in. Pennsylvania's in the house. England's in the house. England's in the house. England's in the house. England's in the house. No joke. Y'all representing today. Good stuff. Cool. Awesomeness. Well, this is where the cool cats go to get their daily intel, news, and bread. That's right. It's the PatriotPartyNews.com, folks. We are more than just a website. We're a full-functioning badassery Patriot Broadcasting Network, broadcasting around the world 24/7. Hey, thank you so much for the support you guys have been giving us, and we need even more. Can't ask you enough. Evie Gurney, thank you so much for your donation. Starting off the show with, you can click on the donation tab up top, and direct resources go into PPN and go into our server storage. So we say that all the time because it's true, because we're trying to keep up with the big boys and get the truth out there to you that are deserving this. Okay. Partners we stand with, we have so many partners, but bottom line, if you're looking for coffee, go to Hunter's Blend. You want to be off grid with us, go to skycomptt.com. You want to detox your body, go to some Roots brands. Cardio Miracle speaks for itself. Patriot Mobile, looking to set up service with a Patriot-owned telecommunications company. It goes to the same towers just like everyone else. And then, of course, obviously, LT360, the Hill Products, Richardson Nutraceutical Center, Fresh Mouth Club, Miles Franklin. You email Miles Franklin, go to info@milesfranklin.com. Ask them for the PPN price list. Tell them Chaz sent you, and they will totally know what you mean. Also, the Patriot Project, we're interviewing folks for that, and the numbers on the website as well. Pretty freaking cool. How about those apples? I'll just get right to it and get it started. So I figured I'm going to have this chat right here so everybody can see. It's integrated with X. It's integrated with Rumble, Twitch, and for right now. YouTube won't allow me to integrate. Go figure. So, fortunately, YouTubers, I don't get to see everything you're putting out because of that, but I'll do my best. I click in to say hi to you guys over there at YouTube. Believe it or not, out of the 80-something channels, they gave us one back that they took out for all the lies Fauci said when we were telling the truth. Okay, remember those days? I sure do. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Well, I said this this morning, Coffee with Chaz. By the way, if you have not checked out our social media platform called Patriot Shoot, your wood might be wet. You can go right now to join.patriotshoot.com for the free trial right now. You'll get access to our state groups, get access to our voice chat platforms. But man, you get access to a lot of kick-ass patriots who think the same way you do and are tired of the business and ready to give some business back. Holla if you can hear me on that. But go to join.patriotshoot.com where you can know well in advance, 2 to 3 days prior, on what's going on in the world. And trust me, right now, we need the truth more than ever. Ever. What song was that on? That was on a song. Let it kind of trip you out sometimes. You'd be thinking of a song and it pops in your head, and for the life of you can't figure out who the group is or the name. Yeah, it happens to me too. Hey, what's going on here? Secret Service, you see them on the roof right there? Aha. On the ground as well. Very active at the White House, ladies and gentlemen. So, I'm just going to throw this out here. Man, what if this is just a solid wall that's right there in front of the White House? Look at the white. It looks like it's just like a band or someone put a big old piece of concrete and then put that all on top of it to make it look like it's really what it is. It's kind of weird. You got 2 Secret Service people in the middle up top there. Got them on the grounds as well. Pretty active. We'll see and continue the process to check out as this is happening. Who's this? That's all I need is some black SUVs in my life. Oh, Lord. Oh, so, of course, everybody have been watching Trump's truce coming out. And, of course, here you go. Trump tells Iranians to negotiate or surrender. And so this morning, Trump lashed out after Iran denied it was in negotiations with the United States, declaring in an angry social media post that the U.S. military blockade will continue until there's a deal or total surrender. Well, you're going to find out the truth one way or the other, aren't we? Yep. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? The White House looks like a big old curtain on the front of it. Hang on. See, I'm not the only one. I know there's a delay on some of the chats. But let me go back to that. Because I did think that was interesting. It was nice when it zoomed up. But, yeah, it looks like a big old curtain, and this was actually arted in on the front. That's what's crazy. Anyway, we'll get back to that later on. Here's the post they're all talking about from Trump today that you probably saw. Here it is. Iranian leadership is unbelievably, what was that? Suspicious. Yeah. They asked for a meeting. Some would say beg, talks begin, and with more scheduled in the immediate future. And they say openly and proudly that they're not having any discussions. That nothing is being talked about, or they're only dealing with Oman. They can go on to give their user bathroom saying the Strait of Hormuz will be operated powerfully by them when it's already completely controlled by the United States Navy and our blockade, or as some say, the United States wall of steel. Nothing gets through to Iran unless we want it to, and nothing will get through unless a deal or total surrender is accomplished. Whether Iran wants to admit it or not, we are in fact taking of a solution to a problem that they have caused for decades. It's very simple. Iran will never have a nuclear weapon. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President Donald J. Trump. Wow. We're going to find out, aren't we? Did y'all hear what's happening with Japan? Get ready. Lord have mercy. Told you something good was going to be happening today around this time. Listen to this.
Because we have a good relationship with Japan. We're very strong, very, very strong financially. They are, they have a weakening yen, and they wanted a little bit of help, and we're always there for Japan. Japan's been very good to us, with the exception, of course, of Pearl Harbor.
Mr. President,
they were not good.
what is the U.S. getting?
So pretty much, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent just went on a full pro-Japan mode, confirming the Trump administration has carried out a foreign exchange actions with the Japanese yen to help stabilize Japan's currency. Trump is there for our great allies and likely will make money on the deal. Bessent said we will not hesitate to participate in further joint interventions. We strongly support Japan's decisive market and monetary steps to correct the substantial undervaluation of the yen. Right? Walter Clayton now is of New York to be the Director of National Intelligence. The vote came through.
On this vote, the yeas are 51, the nays are 47, and the nomination is confirmed. Under the previous order, the motion to reconsider is considered made and laid upon the table, and the President will be immediately notified of the Senate's action.
There you go. A lot of backlash is happening right now with Marco Rubio because of what they're doing with Israel. Check this out.
President Trump, the United States will stand with the Jewish. Under President Trump, the United States will stand with the Jewish people. We have implemented a vigorous new visa policy that will prevent foreign nationals from coming to the United States to foment hatred against our Jewish community. We are holding international organizations and nations accountable for rhetoric against Israel that resurfaces in the manifesto of monsters like Iran and Sarah's killer. But we do see an eventual light at the end of this long tunnel of suffering. One can imagine a Middle East in which the Abraham Accords eventually reign. So thank you for the opportunity to address you.
Mm-hmm. Pretty wild, right? Well, here we go again. Cuba plunges into darkness as the electric grid collapses. It looks like this went down for good. So we're going to see how long this lasts. It's going to be total chaos. Might as well get ready for that for Cuba. Hey, everybody's talking about this award-winning Australian executive, Tim Wedlock, was killed while trip in the United States. He was in Nashville, Tennessee. A medical emergency with an elderly person. They were driving, lost control of the vehicle, hit like 7 people. I think 3 people passed away, including this gentleman here, Tim Wedlock. So it was a group of pedestrians, excuse me. I'm used to saying protesters. Get to what we talk about. But anyway, a little bit suspect, if you want to ask me. He was executive of a huge insurance firm. Just saying. Longest serving U.S. Congresswoman hospitalized after crash. This is Ohio Democrat Marcy Kaptur, 80, is said to be active and alert and being treated for non-life-threatening injuries. By the way, she went by Mitch McConnell's room, and it seems like he's not there. So, just saying. Hey, do any of you guys ever watch Theo Von by chance? I've always enjoyed, I'm giving him a plug. Theo's always been kind of cool. I know he's been on Joe Rogan, but he's had some pretty interesting guests here lately on his show. And, here, let me see if I can pull it up here.
Never explains what it's for, I feel. Do we need this connection with Israel? What is it? No one ever explains what it's for, I feel like, right? That would help everybody have a much better understanding, because it starts to feel like America is just a shell company, an LLC for Israel. That's what it starts to feel like a lot of times, Do you feel like that's realistic, or do you feel like that's off base?
I wouldn't send them a dime. Like, that's my position. I don't think whatever we're getting isn't worth it.
Do we need this connection?
Yep. Love him or hate Massey. I mean, I agree with that. And by the way, earlier this morning, boom, shakalaka, 5.5 earthquake strikes Egypt. Shaking felt as far as Israel. That's what I said on today's show. I was like, ooh. Getting close to Israel, isn't it? This is a weapon that's being used. And it seems like the pathway is to Israel. Isn't that interesting? And of course, this is a developing story. We'll be talking about that. Hey, imagine, just hear me out. Imagine this. Imagine every illegal that we end up sending back to their country, that country gives us a chargeback of, $8,000 for each one. That's kind of crazy, isn't it? Then why in the hell are they doing it in the UK? It's the new prime minister, right? That's crazy. That's crazy. Where is, do I have? I'll have to find it anyway. I know I got it, but if y'all been keeping up, obviously what happened in Utah with that In-N-Out burger joint, person with an AK came busting out. However, a good Samaritan came out and started drawing fire. They had the whipping. I got the picture here. I'll show it later on. But anyway, they confirmed 3 deaths, 7 injuries there in Idaho. Well, keeps on getting gooder. More people getting Clintoned. Whistleblowers were supposed to come forward and testify on Capitol Hill, but miraculously they were killed or died mysteriously, and no one's given answers. They were going to be testifying against Pfizer and Bill Gates. Speaking of Bill Gates, he's held top secret security clearance in the U.S. federal agencies for the last 7 years. Why? Bring me that. Yeah. I know a lot of you watch us from the great state of Washington State there. Thousands told to evacuate as wildfires worsen in Washington State. I see in the chat some of you are already talking about it. So in some areas, thank God, it sounds like you guys are saying it's under control. I've only seen one person in the chat just from over there that's saying it's getting like crazy, like hell. So be praying. I pray for you. I hope you're safe. Please, please, please. Obviously, there were 2 helicopters that collided over the weekend that would held water, and they're putting out fires and so forth. Firefighters worked to contain blazes in the northwestern city of Spokane. Early Monday, officials reported hundreds of structures have been reduced. It says to cylinders on here. Oh, it was crazy. Cray. Earthquake. Look what it's doing. Isn't that wild? Dang. You can go to globalquake.net, by the way, and they got some pretty cool statistics. But, yeah. Where's this line taking you? Asking for a friend. Look at that. Hello. Crazy. Working. That's where he's at. He's working. Working. O'Keefe strikes again. This time, this is with the nuclear scientists. It's kind of crazy. Check this out.
A senior Army official entrusted with oversight of America's nuclear arsenal has been placed on administrative leave by the Pentagon and may face criminal prosecution following a video sting operation by the O'Keefe Media Group. Newsmax chief Washington correspondent James Rosen is joining us now with a look at the comments caught on tape that landed this official in hot water. Good afternoon, James.
Bianca, good afternoon to you. A spokesperson for War Secretary Pete Hegseth referred Newsmax to a statement that the Army issued yesterday. It confirmed that nuclear scientist Andrew Hugg, the Army's branch chief for chemical nuclear surety, a post focused on the safety and security of the Army's chemical and nuclear weapons components, has indeed been placed on leave pending additional investigation. In a pair of meetings in noisy restaurant settings with an unidentified woman who it turns out was employed by the O'Keefe Group and who was surreptitiously recording the encounters, Hugg appears to divulge classified information in a range of areas, from ongoing use of nerve agents to war planning in Iran. 2 segments of the video apparently capture Hugg disclosing to his young female interlocutor at least 4 locations of underground nuclear missiles and critical aspects of the launch process under which they could be fired off in the event of a nuclear conflict.
So you said there's missiles underground.
This is serious. We were always trained, if a Girl Scout gives you a message, a launch message, she knocks on your door, goes, here you go, she gives you a launch message on a box of cookies, she wrote it down. If it passes all the checks, go.
On at least 2 occasions, Hugg appears to express concern that his interlocutor could be a spy. even acknowledging out loud his own vulnerability to precisely the kind of sting operation in which he was, in fact, ensnaring himself.
You're not a spy, right? No. Your eyes have mesmerized me so much that I'm almost going to tell you. That's why that's the easiest way to get intelligence. Like, just send a pretty girl, talk to the guy.
Hey! You love me. That's so sweet.
You're not spying. You're not spying.
You're just powerful.
But you're not spying, right?
You're just powerful.
Hug also appears to have spoken of his work in Ukraine during the Obama era, alleging that top officials in Kyiv routinely stole U.S. taxpayer funds for their personal use. Hug did not respond to our request for comment via email, nor to a voicemail message left on the cell phone of his wife.
His wife. Dang. Well, I'm going to tell you, I love this segment today. This brought a total smiley face to my face. Who's seen the segment? RFK Jr. decimating CNN host here. Check this out. You got to watch this.
You are the HHS secretary, and you are talking about things that lead to vaccine hesitancy in this country. And it is something that causes problems for people when there is not anything.
Let me ask you something. Do you see your job as ending vaccine hesitancy, or do you see your job as telling the truth to the American people?
I see my job as telling the truth, and the truth is that there is study after study after study. It's one of the most studied things out there in science.
You're repeating
and it is
like a parrot. You're repeating
So are
it
you.
like a parrot.
So
I've actually read the science. You don't want to come back here and debate the science.
I'm not debating this with you.
Of course you won't.
No, because I'm not
all
debating.
you know how to do is repeat things that people told you and say, trust the experts. That's what you did during COVID. Now we know that Anthony Fauci, who was the expert, was lying about everything, about masks, about social distancing, about natural immunity, about the transmission from the vaccine, about the source of COVID. He was lying, and you were punishing people for not trusting the experts. And now you're rolling out the experts again to talk about something that you have no personal knowledge of.
Okay, well, guess what? That is my job, to talk to people.
Your job is to
Am I
tell the
allowed
truth
to talk?
to the American
Yes,
public.
yes. And my job
And
is
to
to
be-
get as
and
much
to-
information as I
and to
can. And what we
maintain
were doing,
a posture
what we were
of
doing,
fierce skepticism
what we
toward
were
government
doing
authority.
in COVID and still with regard to these vaccines is getting the best information, the best science that we can, and putting it out there. And sir, what you are doing is causing
getting the best
information
science
to
from
be out
somebody
there that
who's
is
lying to
not
you.
accurate.
Who was lying to
The
you?
national.
Oops. Somebody's backpedaling. Yeah, hell yeah, you're murderers, just like all of them. Guilty as hell. You need to be hanging from a noose as well. You're the marketing arm of this genocide that took place. Period. Y'all should pay the same price. Speaking of a noose, we got just in, Iran executes 2 people accused of espionage for Israel. This is coming from Reuters, whatever, August 3rd, today. Yeah. So they're saying now Fauci fears for his own life. This is coming from Health Ranger. He never feared for anyone else's life, though. How many died because of Fauci and his lies? I'm not saying anyone should threaten him. Don't do that. Fauci's worst punishment is being Fauci and knowing what's coming after this world at a spiritual level. I agree. The universe does not look kindly upon mass murderers. So here's a recap if you forgot.
Gordon, you okay?
So wrong.
135 and a half.
Oh my gosh.
So man,
It's okay, baby.
Patty.
I am not Jimmy Bond.
Trust the science, right?
First he starts to get really nice.
What? Montana? What are you doing? Montana.
And that's not even a teardrop in the bucket of what we've seen publicly. Remember the NFL football player? Mm-hmm. We go down a whole lot. And then they brought him back with somebody that was fake. It wasn't even him. We know this was coordinated, just like with Epstein files. People are going to see justice one way or another. It doesn't matter what I say. It doesn't matter what you say. What matters is our resolve. We should bring back the original Constitution, ladies and gentlemen. Because if the original Constitution was in full effect, we would not be going through this. Uprising is going to have to occur. Period. For us to get the way of life that we once had. I'm not talking about violence. I'm talking about letting people know they're on notice. And we're all going to be involved with this. We've been leading up to this. This is no secret. It's just like where everyone right now is kind of tripping out, like, I can't believe midterms are going to be happening. Yeah, they're going to do it again. They're going to steal in front of us because they're wanting to see, are we ready to stand up and take control of America again for we the people? Are we going to sit back and sit back and tell everyone, oh, it's part of the plan? Doesn't work out that way. I'm sorry. See, what's happened is this. A lot of people have been fooled. Me included. Put your faith in Jesus, not in man. Can I get an amen? Now, I don't want them to happen either. But there's no indication that they're going to shut it down. There's a process to everything. People are already early voting. They're already, the voter registration stuff is going out left and right. It's like they don't even care about the cheating, because they don't. Because it's part of the matrix. It's part of the system. Regardless of how many meetings you have, regardless of how much we want to fix this, the system is built for it not to be fixed. Which leads us to bringing back the Constitution, bringing back old school, and totally revamping our government completely. What's funny is everybody now starts jumping on the bandwagon of, hey, it's not going to happen, when we've been telling everybody that it hasn't going to be happen. It's just because so many people have so many freaking narratives, they don't know what to believe. This is something you need to believe in. Number one, you're being surveilled. Number two, we are in a digital FEMA can't. Number 3, and if flock cameras and data centers do not bother you, your wood might be wet. We are so fast going in a direction that is not a good direction right now. I don't care who's in charge. But it's not going in the right direction. We knew it was going to get worse. I want you guys to think about something. It truly could a scare event where I'm waiting for it any second, any day now. I'm waiting for it. Waiting for it. Yeah, warp speed to AI. And by the way, for shits and giggles, why don't you go look and see who was on the board of warp speed? That'll answer a lot of your freaking questions. Eddie Miller says, I'd like to bring back some old school ass whippings. I know that's right. But we all need to be aware of what's going on and don't put your head in the sand. Everything's distractions. It can be, but it's distractions, and it's based on what? Surveillance. We had a discussion today, Coffee with Chaz. Again, it's at 9 a.m., 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time in Patriot Shoot, where, in some areas where it's crime-ridden, just crime everywhere, that it's good for. I agree with that. More people are abusing the privileges with the data that comes from flock cameras, stalking people. And it's tied into the data centers if you ain't figured it out yet. Well, and now they're going to have flying flock cameras. You heard me right. They're going to be in the air, buddy. Why? Because people are chopping the sons of bitches down. So the next question is, well, what do we do? It's simple. Let things carry out. Everyone's going to see midterms happen. They're going to select. People are going to steal the election. Number 2, you're going to see people that are going to wake up at an alarming rate even more now. People are starting to get awake now because of Fauci. We've been waiting for this for so long. A lot of people got to be mentally in check with this and stop being butthurt and understand what's about to happen. Our lives are at stake. This ain't about having AI banners, having funny catchphrases. This is our lives, ladies and gentlemen. How many arrests have there been? Our world is ran by pedophiles. I figured there'd be a little bit of people upset about that, especially in high-ranking positions. But you know what sucks? Majority of them are in on it. That's why it's up to us, ladies and gentlemen. God bless the Republic of the United States of America, and God bless you, patriots. Without you folks, there is no America or world for that matter. God bless you. Take care. Hi there, I'm Chaz Carter. Welcome to Patriot Shoot. If you're looking for a censorship-free platform where you can freely express your thoughts and connect with like-minded individuals, then you're in the right place. At Patriot Shoot, we offer more than just a membership. For just $8.99 per month, we provide you with daily intel, weekly giveaways, and access to our exclusive voice chat platform called Patriot Talk, where we have somewhere between 200 to 400 active members just on that alone, discussing a wide range of topics every single day. You'll gain access to our state groups where you can connect with members in your states at a grassroots level. Our community is all about open dialogue and sharing valuable information without the fear of being silenced. Whether it's discussing current events, giving advice, or personal matters, or simply connecting with others on Patriot Shoot, it is the place to be. So what are you waiting for? Join us today. Experience the freedom of speech and just fill out the form below and get started. We cannot wait to have you here with us, and welcome aboard.